Or the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day to check some beautiful buttons. As always, chapters down below, sub button right there, all that good stuff. We got some hot ones we got to talk about. FGC, man, there is just so much going on, so we's about to unpack. There's only going to be one video, so this one's going to be action-packed for today. We also got a beautiful chair with a beautiful price, probably one of the best prices I've seen all year long. So we're going to get that, check some buttons. Without further ado, let's go. All right, Butt Check family, give me a few seconds of your time because the beautiful people at Dual Life are back once again with an even bigger deal. We're talking about an affordable chair, the 7-point massage chair. We're talking about the computer gaming chair with adjustable footrest and more. Look, the last time we talked about it, it was like $200, 25% off, something like that. Now it's 35% off. That means after the promos, y'all, you're looking at about $140-ish. That is it for all these features. That is right, 35% off the new promo code BUTTONC35. The link down below, and they got new colors. You're talking about black purple, black pink, and black green. Limited time right now. It's only going on to, I believe, September 15th. This is a 7-point massage chair. Not only does it have it on the lumbar support and underneath your legs, like where you sit, but it has it in the upper back. It has it all over this chair. So when you're getting massaged, it's not just the lumbar, it is the entire chair. I've never seen that. You know, we've reviewed so many chairs on this channel, and a lot of them are special in their own unique way, right? Different quality, different levels, all that stuff. This one right here, even though it has the other things that I mentioned and affordability, they specialize in the massage. I've never seen that. I've never seen a chair that's like, you know what, we're gonna really focus on the massage therapy. I've never had a chair, like if massage is really big to you, where I was like, you know, I had a long day at work, my back is kind of sore and whatnot, I need a massage. I think I'm gonna sit in my gaming chair. I've never had a chair where I've had that thought. This one, I do. You can go high intensity, low intensity, you can get the neck, you can get the middle, you can get the legs. It has different waves that we were talking about pulsing. So you can do it like in wave, you could do it intense, you could do it normal. So there it is, Butt Check family. Definitely check it out, and big up to the beautiful people at Dual Life for sponsoring the video one more time. That's it. Short, sweet, simple, comfortable, and affordable. Now let's get back to checking some buttons. Let's go. All right, now into them first set of Marvel Tokon Beta going on right now, but nobody's getting in. Buttons that need to be checked. This is hilarious, and it'll make sense in a second here. So Marvel Tokon actually did some invites recently. I guess the beta or the alpha, whatever you want to call it, is going on right now. But everybody's posting saying who got in, because I didn't get in, and your boy didn't get in either. So anyway, starting right here with Brian F. He said, so happy for everybody getting their Marvel Tokon Beta invites. You already see it right there. Even Roofamonger saying, since a bunch of people asked, no, I didn't get a Tokon Beta invite in the second wave either. Boom, because I guess they did, you know, 2 different waves. And even Sonic Fox saying, are there any more Marvel Tokon codes going out, or am I cooked? Begging you, tagging them as well. As far as I know, they still haven't got in. Anyway, continue on. Even Say Jam right here saying, this didn't even work for me. You see the Tokon prayer right here. And I think he's throwing up the, is the sign of the cross? Yeah. Praying to the Tokon gods. Who is getting in? Well, from there, I noticed Maximilian, also with this little gift right here. But this is not in reference to not getting in, because I believe Maximilian got in. It's more so the update. A lot of people were sweating because originally, I guess in some of the rules, they were saying that nobody could stream the footage. You had to do like an NDA. I don't know, some crazy stuff like that. You couldn't make a video. So a lot of content creators like, oh, this is gonna be tough. Because one of the biggest ways, or biggest, what should I say, bonuses of getting in is you can make content and share it with everybody else. Well, Tokon was like, or, you know, the people, who is it? Arxis, brain fart for some reason. Anyway, Arxis was like, nah, you can't show it. But the reason why Max is posting this, because down here, let's click on this. They actually updated right here saying, we appreciate you keeping your gameplay confidential. Up to this point, but we work to integrate your feedback. We have now reached the point in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls development that we'd love for you to share it with the world. We're happy to announce that you are now allowed to stream and share your gameplay for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Please keep in mind that unless otherwise directed by SIE in writing, as we're doing here, the beta products are still and will continue to be confidential information belonging to SIE and/or the licensor as we set forth the beta program at PlayStation terms. We anticipate updates to the terms soon that will clarify confidentiality obligations to the future beta products. Thank you for your patience. We hope you enjoy some Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls closed beta, and there you have it. But it's still slim pickings as far as getting in. So I'm waiting to see who's on, because I haven't seen many. If anything, I've seen more people say, who got in, because we don't know. Oh, and then from there, before we get off that topic, Max actually posted this video, which is kind of cool. Link down below so you can check out the full thing, because it's like 30 minutes long. We're just gonna check out a couple of minutes. It's actually titled Marvel Tokon's Biggest Gameplay Mysteries. So he actually goes even more in depth. Let's check it out.
I can always guarantee that this will be good for that. And it kind of turns everybody's assist into this kind of like generalized forward punch that a lot of folks do, or a lot of characters do, that allow you to extend combos pretty easily. Now, the fascinating part, if we go back to this real quick piece of footage, we're seeing a whole bunch of like neutral assists right here. And we're seeing opportunities for change. You notice how Iron Man, I'm gonna go, can I frame back here, you mother? You notice how Iron Man's change thing is blocked out here. This is what was happening to us at times when we were trying to tag in. The neutral assist would come out, and we like sometimes would intend to tag, but it wouldn't. You'd get their assist, and then that assist has to sort of finish their animation, and we're like mashing on assist. We're like, bro, get out here. And when we're doing that, if we did something else or took block or something like that, it would not let you make the tag, because that makes sense. So you notice how fast the change goes? This was crazy to us. Like, your opportunity to turn, like to get your character to switch, was very low, like super low. It goes zip, and you're like, whoa, dude, no, wait. And then they leave, and it takes a little while for them to come back, you know, not very long. So this is one thing I really want to mess around with. Getting another character in after a neutral assist seemed kind of hard, like a little tough. Just by reviewing a few notes and checking out Gimmer's video and having the few things in my head that several Marvel heads like Cloud805 and many others are just wondering, how does that work? Marvel Tokon's a game where it seems like, to me, this game is an iceberg. And the iceberg's up here, and the part above the water is, this plays like a 1v1 game with features. And then you get several layers deep, and it's like alpha counters using the tag system in a weird way can actually set up combos. And then many layers deep, actually the game really is a super big team game. It's just the team aspects of the game are not as necessarily accessible, which is funny, because most team games, what do they want you to do? They want you to tag like crazy. They want everybody to be tagging like crazy. It kind of looks like, yeah, the 7-layer dip of Tokon, tagging isn't inherently going to be a thing that most people want to do. That's a crazy balance, because so much of the game is going to boil down to every single person wanting to play it their own way. I think they are heavily having to balance a game that allows you to play at 1v1, and that is still good. The thing that I'm really hoping for is that 7-layer deep dip. There's truly some unique stuff with team organization, because if anything, the team organization seemed disincentivized, because when you were tagging and bringing in your characters and stuff, guess what happened? Your order gets all jacked up. Like the order of operations, Doom doing this assist, Star-Lord doing that assist, like all these things, all these characters are flipped into different places, and all those assists do different things. So Doom's no longer doing the assist he should be doing by the end of the fight, you know what I mean? That's the part that seems like really cumbersome, where if you tag too much, you just have to like, oh God, by the end of the fight, my team composition is fucked. Now I have to like make it work, you know what I mean? An interesting aspect, but it seems like an unnecessary one, that most characters should be able to do the assist that you want them to do. So I'm wondering how you resolve that, right? If that's just a thing that you're gonna have to get used to, that's what you get for tagging too much, or you get rewarded for tagging too much, or do they want to keep it more like you stay with one character with 3 assists? It's a thing that I'm very curious about when we eventually get the beta, how that all plays out, man.
All right, so there you have it. Is anybody else confused as hell? This game, man, we're gonna have to really sink our teeth into it to see how it plays. Like they say, you heard it over and over. Get that old Marvel versus Capcom, get it out your mind. Get MVC Infinite 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just making shit up now. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't play like anything we've seen before. This is a whole new world. Either way, most people are just like, can I play it? How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, now into these next set of hot buttons. We're talking about Sonic Fox responding back, clapping back, talking to some haters or people that are calling them out, but over the EWC, we're talking about EVO getting bought, Saudi Arabia, all that stuff. Remember, we just talked about that on yesterday's video. The whole FGC meltdown, all these questions that everybody has out. And the link down below if you guys want to check out that video. It's on the channel, I should say. But either way, one of the questions asked in that video, I was like, what's up with Sajam? What's up with Sonic? What's up with all these people that said they couldn't be a part of EWC because of Saudi and their rules and their history? They're like, we refuse to work with them. But now, obviously, they're here. We're in bed together. We are one and the same. They are taking control more and more every damn day that goes by. So I raised the question, I wonder what their stance is gonna be. What's gonna happen? Well, turns out other people also kind of tagged Sonic, started some shit. He didn't appreciate it. He clapped back, but he also gave some clarity. Let's unpack. Starting right here, so the Esports Advocate, this is the one that we read yesterday when they say EVO organizers RTS has been fully acquired by Saudi Arabia. Well, he responds right here saying, I have a personal life goal that I've been dedicating myself to when it comes to EVO, and I plan to see it through. I will not be erased, even if it means I'm the only voice there. I will simply be gayer and louder than ever as I wave my trans rights flag in grand finals. Well, underneath that, continuing on saying, I implore other allies that if they attend these events, that they wave these flags around too as much as you can. We, the LGBTQ plus community, are the core or a core part of the FGC, and we aren't going anywhere. This only motivates me to use my platform to amplify our voices even further. Now, on the first one, where Sonic was talking about right here saying I won't be erased, that one, y'all, has 22,000 likes. Underneath in the one that we just read, that has about almost 3,000. Well, others respond to that saying, for all these, I'm always a believer of attacking from inside. Be vocal, make them uncomfortable, use your winning on charities and social programs. Sonic responds saying, that is where my mindset is currently. But on that other side, somebody responds saying, pretty sure they stopped Team Liquid from doing this. In the end, TL had to edit all the LGBTQ representation out of the promo vid for the event. I doubt they're going to let you protest / be visible like that. Good luck. And then continuing on, Sonic responds to this one right here, right? But before, somebody tagged him with this. It says, Sonic Fox not competing at EVO amid allegations against tournament co-founder. Now, do you guys remember, was this 2020? I think it was 2020, when I think it was Joey, Mr. Wizard of EVO. All these things came out. I was gonna say allegations, but no, they were true. He was like grooming people and kids and like the sexual harassment shit. It was crazy. He was one of the main figureheads of EVO, like for years, and EVO had to part ways with him. I don't know if they had to pay him his shares. I don't know what happened. All I know is you never saw him at another EVO. Well, they tagged him in this, because basically what they were trying to say is, how come you took a stand there to not show up to EVO over a guy that was grooming people, but you're not taking a stand here? Like, you're gonna show up in this case, but you didn't show up in that case. So basically they're saying, in their way, make it make sense. Well, Sonic responds to that saying, I'm sorry, but there's no way you can be this dense. Using my platform to advocate against a literal government entity that is oppressive to the LGBTQ plus folks and entering into an FGC being critical / an activist about its entirely different subject than literal grooming. Underneath, I guess, he adds to this saying, especially since I fall under the very categories that are oppressed by this, this is how I'm literally choosing to fight it. This is not the gotcha that you think it is, and unbelievably dense that you would even remotely relate these two topics at hand. Well, underneath, people disagree, saying you could, hear me out, not attend, but still go to the venues and protest maybe ask people to join. This just makes you look like you want a piece of the blood money and wave around your values to protest. You're not advocating against anything if you're still here to play. And then underneath that, in other words, the systematic oppression of the group you claim to be representing is actually lower on the scale of importance. And I hope you know that protesting while legitimizing the blood money isn't actually effective activism. If anything, it's actually detrimental. Then somebody else responds to that as well, saying, bro, just go and play your tournament. Nobody's gonna ask you what your orientation is. I doubt that they'll go around asking participants if they like men or women. Plus, their country, their tournament, their rules. Don't raise any flags or exhibit any acts in anything or anything like that in public. But we already know, doesn't seem like that's what Sonic's plan is. But then, getting even deeper, that guy Thorin responds again saying like murder and imprisonment is apparently better than grooming. Pretty fucked up hierarchy values, really. Sonic responds saying, once again, you are talking about entirely different subjects, so I'm going to make this very simple for you. Boycotting sexual misconduct was correct. Choosing to remain visible against an oppressive government entity is also correct. Why is this so hard for you to grasp? But then underneath that, somebody says, you will not be visible because you will be censored inside of Saudi. Furthermore, if you believe in boycotting sexual misconduct, the Saudi government allows girls to be married off at puberty with approval via an online form. And I guess there's an article here, kind of summing this up. Then others even joined that. Some saying you could just say you're a massive hypocrite, or I'm going to be honest, you won't be visible to the people it matters to. They'll censor the LGBTQ plus imagery from the broadcast. And I hate to disagree with Thorin, but a way bigger thing would be you, one of the biggest names in fighting games, saying that you won't participate in EVO due to the Saudi owners. They will just censor you on their broadcast and continue business as usual afterwards. How y'all feeling about that? But then Sonic right here responds, this is the last thing that we'll read, because somebody right here says, yeah, I agree with you, but like your safety is priority, no? Sonic responds to that right here saying, being myself painted a bit of a target on me in general. Truth is, I'm willing to die for what I believe in, and I've made my peace with that long ago. It may sound a little insane, I know, but I don't think I'd find any fulfillment in life if I couldn't do the things that I love to do anymore. Pressing buttons and being loud and proud is who I am. If I stopped breathing right this second, I could comfortably say I lived a good life despite everything going against me because of the people I met and experiences I've seen. I'll stop at absolutely nothing to promote the community and values that are true and dear to me. I don't intend stopping anytime soon. For me personally, going out doing what you love the most doesn't sound too bad to me, huh? But you don't have to worry about my safety. I'm very methodical, analytical, and vigilant to any and all that approaches me, and I don't plan on giving my life up to anything or anyone so easily. It's how I made it even here with some close calls after all, and there you have it. So how you feeling about that? That does raise some questions. Now, on one hand, a lot of people are saying they're not going to let you do all that. They're going to censor you, so it doesn't really matter to the people that it should, like to your community. But I think they're talking about two different things, because they're talking about Saudi. They're talking about if you go over there, their country, their rules, they're going to run things how they see fit. You're not going to get to say all that. You're not going to get to wave flags and all that stuff, because their main rule was, we welcome all. There's the thing. They always said, we welcome everybody. Because remember they had that one interview that we covered? They were like, what about gay players? What about homosexuals or bis? And the guy was like, I can't remember who it was, but the representative was like, we welcome all players. Just no public affection, right? Basically just saying, you can be what you be, just don't really be it. Let me say that again. He was saying, you can be what you be, just don't be loud and in our face with it. Because even the heterosexuals don't do PDA. We don't even do the public affection. So that's across the board, right? If we don't do it, we expect y'all to do it as well. Respect our rules, you know what I'm saying? And then won't be nothing. We're just here to play some games, right? So that's kind of what they were saying. Other people, when they were talking to Sonic, they were like, if you go over there, they're not gonna let you do that because that's one of their main rules. But I think also what Sonic was talking about was not so much going over there, but let's be real, if he competes, eventually he's gonna have to go over there to play for the big money, especially if he qualifies for something. But what I'm thinking is, Sonic was mainly talking so far just competing at EVO. and not stopping. He said he had plans for EVO and competing, but now that Saudi is in full effect with EVO, I think that's what he was focusing on. Not so much going to Saudi, like I said, probably cross that bridge when you get there, but more so the EVO conversation. So that's why I think there was like a miscommunication, because I think he was more focused on that. And EVO is not, as of right now, in Saudi Arabia. So he was like, I'll still compete, I'll still wave my flag, and I hope everybody else would do that too. So in that case, he might be able to do that. Now, they, I would imagine, call more shots since they own, what, half of EVO now? Or I mean, they kind of running things now. I don't know what they have the power to do. But like Rick, the Hadu, the general manager, did we not just read a tweet from him yesterday when he was like, I still want to keep the vibe, the energy, the inclusivity. I want to keep all of that. That's important to me. So if he's the general manager, still kind of doing the general manager thing, does he have say like that? Can he be like, no, this will fly because this is EVO. This is not the EWC. But then you got the other people saying, yo, you sound like a hypocrite. You sound like you want a part of the blood money. There's better ways to protest. If you do it this way, you're not going to be as visible as you think. How y'all feeling about that? I don't know. I do know, though, part of me is not surprised. Part of me not surprised, because when I raised the question yesterday and I was like, I wonder what Sajam's going to do, what Sonic's going to do. This is their livelihood, y'all. Imagine if you took a stand like the EWC, Saudi and whatnot, and then you were like, nah, I can't do it. But them same entities, powers that be, now run everything. Now, I'm just saying that in the general sense. Like, what if now they run everything you do? You're going to be like, whoa, shit, like Chris CCH, do I retire? But let's be real. For the people that have been doing this, like Sonic Fox, Sajam, all these people, this is all they do. This is literally all they do. For them just to be like, oh, it's over, that's way easier said than done. That takes your career, y'all, your money, your love, your passion. That takes so much from you. So I think it's way easier said than done for somebody to just like, I walk away. So when I say I'm not surprised, and I'll end it with this, is I didn't see Sonic walking away. I could see Sonic still saying, I won't go to Saudi. But as far as EVO, even if they come through and say, we running everything over here, you know, FGC, I don't see Sonic, I don't even see Sajam stopping. I really don't. I just see them finding a way to make it make sense to them. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a bad way, but finding a way to making it make sense to them and being like, yo, I could still somehow do what I love and still represent what I love or who I love at the same time. It would take, man, like I said, once again, that's why I was so shocked. I don't even think shocked is the word too, just like shocked and almost like respectful of what Chris CCH did. Because once again, he was the only one that I saw that posted that saying, I might not be able to do this all together because they're too integrated into the scene now. I might have to retire. If I'm gonna be about it, I gotta be about it. Now, everybody has different lives, different fights, different causes in their lives. You know, so for him, that made sense. And like I said in that other video, I may not agree with Chris CCH's stance, like if he agrees with it or not. I may not agree with that. But as far as him standing on his business, I respect the hell out of it. Now, everybody else that had a problem with the EWC, like Sonic and Sajam and all these other guys, they have an important decision to make. Exactly how are they going to do this? Are they going to die on this hill? Or they're going to figure out a way to make it make sense to continue their livelihood and somehow still fight for their cause? That's what's happening right now. How y'all feeling? Let me know. And that was Butt Check family. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. Damn, this is a whopper, and it's just getting started. You already know more stories are going to come through and more people are going to speak up. We don't know, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy time that we're living in. I guess on the plus side, a lot of people are happy. A lot of people are happy. Hopefully the money goes up for EVO. A lot of the pros, you already know, most of the pros are going to the EWC and going after that money, and they seem to have a great time over there. I haven't seen, like, out of all the mainstream commentators and pros, like I said in the other video, 99.5%. I really haven't seen too many to speak up and said, I'm out, I can't be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their different reasons, and everybody's not from America. We're talking about FGC from across the world. We all got different, you know, politics and religions and beliefs and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, despite all this uproar and stuff like that, there is a whole lot of people happy in the FGC right now. So either way, thank you guys for the amazing love. Thank Dual Life for sponsoring this video. The chair is on sale right now, but I believe it stops at the 15th. Thank you guys for the massive love. We will see you soon as always. I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Please.
Get 'em, girls!